Yung topic ay elements of a negotiable instrument. Yung elements of a negotiable instrument can be found under Section 1 of the Negotiable Instruments Law. Yung Section 1 ay very important yan. Kasi yan yung didikta kung applicable yung Negotiable Instruments Law or not. Yung Section 1 kasi nag-provide ng elements of a negotiable instrument. Pag yung instrument na qualify as negotiable instrument under Section 1, then that instrument is governed by the Negotiable Instruments Law. Yung relationship of the parties dyan. Kung hindi siya na-qualify sa Section 1, then we cannot apply the Negotiable Instruments Law. Instead, we apply the Civil Code. So, kaya nga, again, very important yung Section 1. Yan yung didikta kung applicable yung Negotiable Instruments Law or not. An instrument to be negotiable must conform to the following requirements. Instrument. Dalawang klaseng negotiable instruments mentioned under the Negotiable Instruments Law. Promissory note and bill of exchange. Promissory note and bill of exchange. Yung A, B, C, D apply to promissory notes. Yung A to E apply to bill of exchange. Tingnan natin briefly. Isa-isayin natin yan later. Letter A, it must be in writing. Siyempre, instrumento na. In writing. Signed by the maker or drawer. Yung maker, promissory note. Drawer, bill of exchange. Letter B, it must contain an unconditional promise or order. So, unconditional promise or order to pay a sum certain in money. Dapat walang condition yung promise or order to pay a sum certain in money. Hindi pwede in kind. Letter C, it must be payable on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time. Parang ito yung nag-answer ng payable when. On demand, fixed period, or determinable future time. Letter D, it must be payable to order or to bearer. Payable to. Kanino? To order or to bearer. Letter E. Yung E applies to bill of exchange only. Hindi yan applicable sa promissory notes. Kasi yung letter E talks about drawee. Wala namang drawee doon sa promissory note. Kaya nga, hanggang letter D lang yung promissory note. Letter E, where the instrument is addressed to a drawee. So, dapat isulat mo yung pangalan ng drawee. He must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. He must be named. So, isulat yung pangalan niya na. Kung hindi sinulat, walang drawee, yung bill of exchange, then that is not negotiable under Section 1. Again, yan yung mga elements, yan yung mako-qualify yung instrument into a negotiable instrument. Kung na-qualify again, applicable yung negotiable instruments law. Kung hindi na-qualify, civil code yung a-apply. Say for example, si M bumili ng goods kay P. Binayad, promissory note. Si P nag-deliver ng goods. Si P bumili ng goods kay A. Binayad yung promissory note ni M. Si A nag-deliver ng goods kay M. Later si A naningil kay M. Pero hindi nagbayad si M. What are the rights of A? Yung rights ni A will be determined by determining kung anong klase yung instrument natin. Negotiable ba yan or not? Kung not negotiable, civil code. Kung negotiable, yung promissory note, negotiable instruments law. Under the negotiable instruments law, si A has more rights than the civil code. So kung ikaw si A, try to establish na yung applicable ay negotiable instruments law. Paano mo ma-establish yan? By establishing or proving na nandyan yung A, B, C, D na elements para ma-qualify yan as negotiable promissory note. Kasi pag hindi applicable, lesser yung rights niya eh. Tingnan natin, negotiable versus non-negotiable. Ano yung mangyayari kay A? Kung yung instrument ay non-negotiable, ito yung pwedeng mangyari. Say for example, si M bumili ng goods kay P. Binayad, promissory note. Si P hindi nag-deliver ng goods. Ginamit yung promissory note ni M, bumili ng goods kay A. Si A nag-deliver ng goods. Si A later naningil kay M. Siyempre si M, dahil hindi nag-deliver ng goods si P, ayaw magbayad. Is M liable to A? Or can A demand payment from M? Yung rights ni A, kahit na non-negotiable yung instrument, meron siyang rights. Yung rights niya can be found under the civil code. Dito, si A will be treated as an assignee of P. Under the law on assignment, the assignee would acquire only the rights of the assignor. Obviously dito, si P cannot demand payment from M. Hindi nga siya nag-deliver ng goods kay M. Yun yung rights na mapapasa niya dun kay A. So kung si A or kung si P hindi makademand payment from M, A cannot demand payment from M. Kasi assignee lang siya ni P. So yan yung mangyayari kung non-negotiable. Of course, A can run after P but he cannot demand payment from M. Kung yung instrument ay negotiable, A has more rights. Tingnan natin. Kung yung instrument ay negotiable, the same scenario, for example, bumili ng goods, promissory note, hindi nag-deliver ng goods, ginamit yung promissory note to buy goods from A. Si A nag-deliver ng goods. Say, kung yung instrument ay negotiable and it was validly negotiated by P to A will qualify as holder under the negotiable instruments law. So, yung rights niya makikita sa negotiable instruments law. As holder, dalawang klase yung rights niya. Pwede siyang ordinary holder lang or holder in due course. Kung ordinary holder lang, parang assignee lang yun. Pero kung ma-qualify siya as holder in due course, another very important provision sa negotiable instruments law, this can be found under section 52. Kung siya isang holder in due course at naningil siya kay M, yung question, is M liable to A? Or can A demand payment from M? Walang question, merong reason si M not to pay. Merong defense available to M. Lack of consideration. Hindi si P nag-deliver ng goods. Yung lack of consideration is a personal defense. Yung personal defense available to M cannot be used against a holder in due course. So, A can demand payment from M. Hindi tatalab yan kay A. Because in our example, A is a holder in due course. Kaya nga more yung rights niya than the civil code. More yung rights niya than the assignee. Yung tatalab lang against a holder in due course ay yung real defense. Yan lang yung tatalab against a holder in due course. Very important din sa study ng negotiable instruments law yung pag-distinguish whether it is a personal defense or real defense. Lalo na pag yung holder ay holder in due course. Kasi again, real defense lang yung tatalab sa kanya. Kung siya isang ordinary holder, although this will be discussed later pa, no? Ngayon briefly lang. Pero kung siya isang ordinary holder, kahit anong defense, pwedeng gamitin against sa kanya. Dito, dinistinguish lang natin yung rights ng assignee versus rights ng holder. Yan na siya, no? Isa-isay natin yung mga elements. Next page. Element letter A. It must be in writing, signed by the maker or drawer. Yung maker, promissory note, drawer, bill of exchange. Meron tayong classic example ng promissory note. I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos. Signed M. Simple, classic example ng promissory note. Negotiable promissory note. Nandyan lahat ng elements. I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos, signed M. Si M, siya yung maker. Nag-undertake to pay P, the payee, or order. Later, pag-usapan natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng or order. So, si M, maker. Bill of exchange. Classic example ng bill of exchange, pay to P or order 10,000 pesos. Signed drawer, addressed to Drawee. Signed by the drawer. Yung senaryo ng bill of exchange, si drawer, merong pera yan na pinatago kay Drawee. Tapos, inuutusan niya or inorderan niya si Drawee na bayaran si payee or order. Parang bank. Si depositor, merong pera na dineposit kay bank. Nag-issue siya ng check. Yung check is a special type of bill of exchange. Ino-orderan ni depositor si bank na bayaran si pay or order. So, kung yung promissory note, nag-undertake si M, nabayaran si P or order. Si drawer, inuutusan si Drawee na bayaran si P or order. Sabi natin kanina, dalawa lang yung instruments under the negotiable instruments law. Promissory note and bill of exchange. Dahil yan yung mention under A. Maker, dapat promissory note. Drawer, dapat bill of exchange. So, kung wala ka dyan, non-negotiable yung instrument. Next page. Element letter B. It must contain an unconditional promise or order to pay a sum certain in money. Unconditional promise or order. Unconditional na promise or unconditional na utos sa bill of exchange. Walang condition. To pay a sum certain in money. So, dalawa yung important things under letter B. Unconditional promise or order and sum certain in money. Dapat walang condition. Say, for example, I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos if he will pass the CPA exam. Signed M. Merong condition if he will pass the CPA exam. walang certainty. Kung titingnan natin, say, ninegotiate yan ni P kay A to B, B to C. Nang doon na sa kamay ni C, hindi pa rin pumapasa si P. So parang mabibitin. There is no certainty. So sabi ng law, non-negotiable na yan. Huwag mo nang i-negotiate yan kasi walang certainty. It may or may not happen. What if it will not happen? Mabibitin lahat. Parang walang closure. Some certain in money. Hindi naman kailangan na fix yung amount as long as it is ascertainable. Pwede mong computein. Pero hindi pwede yung in kind. Kasi parang wala ding certainty sa in kind. Maraming pwedeng gamiting reasons. Si party primarily liable not to pay. Example, I promise to pay P or order 10 sacks of rice. Signed M. 10 sacks of rice. Hindi some certain in money. The instrument or the promissory note is not negotiable. Say, yan yung inisyu ni M kay P. Binayad ni P kay A. Tapos naningil si A. Yung binigay ni M sa kanya na 10 sacks of rice ay 10 sacks of third class rice. Siyempre, kung ikaw si A, rereklamo ka dyan. Pero meron bang mali? Si M, wala. Dahil yung undertaking niya ay magde-deliver ng 10 sacks of rice. Ay ginawa niya naman eh. So, pwede niyang gamitin yun as palusot na hindi siya magbabayad doon sa kanyang obligation. Or magbabayad nga, pero yun yung ibabayad niya. Second class, third class. Na walang magawa si A. Kasi tama naman yung ginawa ni M eh. Magbibigay ng 10 sacks of rice. Say kung lagyan natin, palitan natin ng 10 sacks of first class rice. So, first class. Negotiable or not? Not negotiable pa rin. Dahil hindi some certain in money. Meron ding wala ding certainty kung anong klase yung first class. Baka sasabihin ni M, yan yung first class namin. Eh, ayaw ni A ng first class na yun. Eh, di magkakaproblema. So, sabi ng law, non-negotiable na yan. Kasi baka ang daming reasons na mahanap si M para hindi i-perform yung kanyang obligation. Again, yung letter B, dalawa yung important things, unconditional promise or order. Dapat walang condition dahil yung merong condition parang walang certainty. Yung some certain in money, kung hindi siya some certain in money, at least ascertainable, wala ring certainty. Next page. Letter C. It must be payable on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time. It must be payable on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time. Payable when? On demand, fixed period, or determinable future time. Kung wala dyan sa tatlo, non-negotiable. Yung ating example, mula kanina, I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos, signed M. That is payable on demand. That is demandable at once. Pero yung at once, within a reasonable time. Payable on demand, dahil wala namang period dyan. Walang fixed period or determinable future time. So that is payable on demand. Yung fixed period, kung lagyan mo ng period, kung kailan babayaran. Say, I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos on July 1, 2020. Signed M. So, fixed period. Merong isang case na ito yung promissory note. I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos on July 1, period. Signed M. Yung decision ng court dito, non-negotiable. Walang year. Hindi yan payable on demand dahil mayroong period na ka-indicate. Hindi nga lang alam kung anong year. Hindi rin fixed period kasi walang year. Hindi rin determinable future time. So this is non-negotiable. Pero sabi sa decision na yun, na kung instrument is dated, like merong date dito, June 1, 2020, nakalagay dyan. You can infer daw na yung 2020, yan din yung year dito. So, pwede yan. Magiging negotiable yan. Ano yung determinable future time? I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos 10 days after date, signed M. Yung instrument is dated, say June 1, 2020. So, bilangin mo 10 days after date. That is June 11, 2020 due date. That is determinable future time. So, again, dapat nandyan sa tatlo. On demand, fixed period, or determinable future time. Next page. Element letter D. It must be payable to order or to bearer. It must be payable to order or bearer. So, payable to. Dapat nandyan sa dalawa. Kung wala dyan sa dalawa, non-negotiable. Say, for example, I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos. Signed M. Negotiable. Pero say, alisin natin yung or order. I promise to pay P 10,000 pesos. Signed M. That is not negotiable. Kadalasan yung reason na sinaside dahil it is payable to a specified person. That is why it is non-negotiable. Yung technical reason, violation yan ng letter D. Hindi yan payable to order, hindi yan payable to bearer. That is why non-negotiable. Yan na yung importance ng or order. Kanina sa element letter B, gumamit yun ng term na order, unconditional order. In-explain natin yun na yung order na yun, ibig sabihin utos. Unconditional order. Dito, yung order, iba yung ibig sabihin, hindi yan utos. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng or order? Pero bago yan, tingnan muna natin kung ano yung mangyayari kung maniningil si A. Sa yung promissory note, I promise to pay P 10,000 pesos. Non-negotiable. Pero ni-negotiate ni P kay A. Tapos si A, naningil kay M. Ayaw magbayad ni M. Is M liable to A? M is not liable to A. Dahil yung undertaking ni M ay bayaran niya si P and P only. So, pwedeng sabihin ni M kay A, hanapin mo si P kasi kay P lang ako magbabayad. Yan kasi yung undertaking niya. At si A cannot qualify as holder under the negotiable instruments law dahil yung instrument ay non-negotiable. So, wala siyang rights under the negotiable instruments law. So, yung pwede niyang gawin, balikan niya si P. Si P yung singilin niya. Yan yung mangyayari pag inumit natin yung or order. Balik natin yung or order. I promise to pay P or order 10,000 pesos. The same scenario, nasa kamay ni A, yung instrument. Naningil kay M. Tapos sabi ni M kay A, wala yung pangalan mo dyan sa face ng instrument, so hindi kita babayaran. Yung babayaran ko lang si P. Kung si A ay nakastudy ng negotiable instruments law, pwede niyang sabihin kay M na hindi nga na-mention yung pangalan niya dun sa face ng instrument, pero nandyan siya sa or order. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng or order? Nag-undertake si M na bayaran niya si P. Or order. Ano ba yung or order? Bayaran niya si P or any party designated by P. Kung sino yung pinili ni P. and so on yan. Any party designated by P or any party designated by the party designated by P and so on. Kaya nga kung order yung instrument para merong valid negotiation, kailangan endorsement ni P para malalaman ni M kung sino yung pinili ni P. Endorsement plus delivery. Yan yung negotiation ng order instrument. Payable to bearer. I promise to pay P or bearer 10,000 pesos. Signed M. So, very simple lang kung bearer. Parang yung undertaking ni M, bayaran ko si P or kung sino man yung humahawak ng instrument. Bearer. Kaya nga kung i-negotiate ni P kay A yung instrument, hindi kailangan yung endorsement. Delivery lang. Kasi yung titingnan lang naman ni M kung sino yung bearer, kung sino yung humahawak. Yun yung babayaran niya. So yan yung element letter D. It must be payable to order or to bearer. Next page. Element letter E. Applicable lang to sa bill of exchange. Where the instrument is addressed to a drawee, he must be named or otherwise indicated therein with reasonable certainty. So, kailangan merong drawee, yung bill of exchange. Say, pay to P or order 10,000 pesos. Signed drawer, addressed to drawee. Kung walang drawee, violation ng element letter E. The instrument is non-negotiable. So, yan ay yung mga elements ng negotiable instrument. Again, kung na-comply lahat ng elements under Section 1, negotiable yung instrument. And it is governed by the negotiable instruments law.